We would like to invite all of you to attend this first Midwestern Consortium workshop for computational pathology. So this actually got started last year. Just to give you a very quick background, it has been established through the Midwest Big Data Hub from Illinois in US. And the broad objective is like this. This is our big vision. We want to foster a community of practice around computational pathology in the Midwest and beyond. As many of you know, there is a scarcity of well-trained pathologists in the US, negatively impacting patient care. Practice of pathology is rapidly undergoing a lot of transformation. There's a lot of opportunity for the applications of a lot of computer science areas like machine learning, human machine teaming, high performance computing, digital pathology, and big data management to be applicable um, to the various disciplines and sub-disciplines of pathology. So the MCCP brings together experts from pathology, data science, and computer science from academic, government laboratories, and industry. And this aims to position the Midwest at the cutting edge of these new ways of digital pathology. So based on the registration, like so far, we have in this consortium, these are the organizations, 58 organizations across industry, academia, and government, national labs from 16 countries are as of now the members of the consortium. Uh, and these are the very high level goals. Might be I'll hand it over to Anil and he can continue from here. Anil, I can flip the slides if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, if you could, yeah. So thank you, DK. So I'm really excited by this workshop and this opportunity with the MCCP to bring together many of my colleagues from the pathology world to colleagues in the computer science and technology world and try to work together as part of this consortium to focus on technology development applications, best practices, and even bring up more opportunities to collaborate across institutes, across this consortium in the Midwest and beyond. So, we have people joining in from all over the world today, and this is exciting because we just started posting the invitation. So, hopefully, so the goal is to have 3 workshops as part of the series. So, if you go beyond, so this workshop today is the first of those 3 workshops. And in this series, our goal is to, again, build a community of computer scientists and pathologists together and make these two groups understand their ecosystems. Pathologists getting introduced to data science and data management. And I've reached out to my colleagues in the pathology community, in the pathology informatics community, from whom I have learned from for over a decade now about computational pathology and pathology informatics. So the goal is to create breakout groups to identify gaps and also, so this is the first of these 3 workshops, and then we'll continue these workshops with the sense of building the community and extending the knowledge that we learned from the first workshop. We hope to continue to bring in a diverse group of computer scientists, computational pathologists, pathology informaticians, and others to this group. And we really are going to need a lot of feedback from this group and beyond to make this consortium which will grow and help feed each other in terms of technology development and solutions that can be created from this consortium. So next slide. So the focus of today's workshop, current workshop, which is going to be 3 days, is to building convergence. And we want to focus on, again, bringing our colleagues from pathology world and the computational scientists together to introduce them to big data sets, to pathology workflows, and to also introduce the pathologists to cutting edge trends in data science, AI, and data management. So our goal also is to look at the possibilities of converging these tools with academia and industry and find areas which are of interest to all these different stakeholders. So next slide. So as a pathologist, if I asked Mike Besich or Yule and others, pathologists in the audience, we are, they've already been using images in pathology. So pathology is very image rich in many ways. It's not just whole slide imaging. It's we pathologists have been using images for many decades now, 3 decades, in the autopsy suite, in the gross room, on the microscope. But we want to focus also on the big data sets, the whole slide images. We also want to focus on annotations and how can we, as pathologists, collaborate with our computer scientist community to annotate these big data sets and look at tools that are, and you're going to hear from the outstanding speakers who have been invited to participate in their talks. They're going to talk about these big data sets. They're going to talk about how these data sets rely on patients' images and recognizing features and images and making predictions on it. So you're going to our goal is to get a better sense of understanding for our pathology colleagues about big data sets, but also for our computer science colleagues to understand how does a pathologist think? What is this image mean to a pathologist? So next slide. So we're going to focus on imaging and digital pathology. We're going to focus on machine learning and AI. We're going to focus on what it takes to have an optimal human machine teaming. How do you manage big data? How do you create high performance computing? So some of the speakers who have been invited and even in the breakout sessions, we're going to focus on these opportunities and see if we can connect with the industry and the connections with that. So next slide. So far we have had 210 registered attendees. This is just without a lot of marketing, without just trying to create an ecosystem of this consortium. And we have several representatives from other countries and multiple parts of the United States, 16 countries across 6 continents. So that's tremendous. So you can see there is a deep interest in learning about big data sets and pathology workflows for the computer scientists and for the pathologists to understand these interactions. So next slide. So just logistically, we're going to have this Zoom link open from about 11:45 till about 4:15, and we're going to have speakers who will speak during these first 2 hours, and then we will have breakouts for 3 hours, and then we'll have breakouts and discussion. And our goal really is for the breakouts to have. We are going to have 2 breakout sessions today. One will be focusing on digital pathology and imaging, and the second one on machine learning and AI. So all of the participants will if they have a Zoom version 5.3 or higher, will be able to be selectively introduced into this breakout session, or we can do this manually. And then we will have the breakout session leaders come out and report from these 2 breakout sessions. And then we'll have some closing remarks, and then we'll begin again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. So that's basically the logistics of these workshops, and we're going to emphasize these different uh, schedules every day at the beginning of the day. And these schedules are available on the website. So feel free to, I know everyone has a busy schedule, but try to attend as many sessions as you can. But I think the most valuable part that you're going to take away from this are going to be the breakout sessions, which will be based on the talks from the keynote speakers and invited experts. So with this, I'm going to introduce our first speaker. TK, if you can line up our first speaker's
Yes,
bio.
yes, yes. I'm just bringing that up.